Hello, everyone. I'm Mike Smith with Litter Media Live on Facebook. We're talking today with Bob Neal of the Ross County Soil and Water Conservation District on this special edition of Litter Media Live. We're going to be talking about the organization's annual fish sale and other things that they're involved in as well. Our interview today brought to you by Rathkamp Financial. Back with Bob Neal right after this.
At Rathkamp Financial, we act as your advocate in all wealth matters. We believe in long-term relationships and working to earn your continued trust with our customized investment solutions. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
Back with the real Bob Neal, as those who remember him on the radio from a number of years back on B94 in the morning. Bob, good to see you.
Good to see you. I barely remember that myself these days, but it's good to see you.
Well, I was
guys.
just a little boy. no, I'm probably just as old as Bob, yeah.
I think we are. We shouldn't start out telling lies like that. But,
the annual fish sale, that's something you guys have been doing for many years.
It is. In fact, when we had our 75th anniversary, I did a deep dive, as they say, into the minutes, and we've been doing this since the 1950s.
Wow.
It's the annual pond fish stocking sale, and it's something the district does year after year. I appreciate you having me on because it is once a year, and we put a newsletter out. Not everybody gets the newsletter, so thanks for getting the word out for us. But yeah, the fish sale, we're taking orders right now. The pickup is going to be April 30th, but the deadline to order is April 22nd, and that's the pond fish stocking sale.
For those that don't know, why did this start?
It really, like I said, at least since the 1950s, but it really has to do with conservation. Pretty much everything we do at the Ross Soil and Water Conservation District has its roots in conservation because and if you think of farming, I'll tell you a story. It was my first or second day at the office, and somebody calls and says, "I need to report there's this gross violation of federal laws and blah 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 is going on, and I don't know what from what." So I, put him on hold and go into the office of the next guy, and he looks up and he says, "Are the cows in the creek again?"
Cows in the creek.
And that's what it was. So if you've got cows going in your creek, that's not good because they take soil into the water with them, contaminates the water. So if you have livestock on a farm, you need a watering source for them. You need a water source. And that watering system needs a water source, and that's very often a pond. Yeah. So ponds have really been a vital part of farm life for centuries. And if you have a pond, then it makes sense to have a healthy pond.
Right.
And that's with aquatic life and fish, and plus you can use it for recreational fishing, and it's just a good thing to have. But it really does have its roots in conservation, and that we're all about preventing soil erosion and protecting water quality, so it just fits in.
I remember my Uncle Arnold, who was a ditcher.
Okay.
He would, create the tile work in many farms in this entire area. And one day he invited us over to watch them drain their pond. I couldn't believe the number of catfish that he had in that pond. I mean, it was
kind of like the parting of the Red Sea.
Oh my! I thought I was watching the miraculous tale of fish there. So, but yeah, that was my not my first experience seeing a pond, but seeing that done. But you have a long list of the different types of fish available.
Bass are most popular. They did go up a little bit in price. It's $1.30 for bass, about 2 or 3 inches. And then bluegills are popular. Minnows are very popular. A couple of varieties of larger fish, the Japanese koi, very colorful fish, but one that's useful for pond maintenance, and we talked about creating a healthy pond or keeping a pond healthy, the white amers, often called grass carp. These are basically carp, and I met a fella that bought one at the fish sale several years ago, and it's just a monster now.
Yeah.
It's
wow.
like the Loch Ness monster in his pond or something. But they're good because they eat vegetation. Japanese koi eat duckweed, which can be a problem. And there's a lot of information about ponds. If you want to order fish, you can go to our website. If you didn't get the newsletter, just let me know at the office. But you can go to rosscountyswcd.org, and there's all kind of information about the fish sale. And there's some information about pond management, too, which is something that we spend some time with. Not a week goes by that we're not talking to someone about a pond. The staff is making a visit this morning as we speak, in fact. So you can get information about pond management. There's a couple of publications there on the website. If you go to the fish sale website, if you scroll down to the bottom, there's a nice booklet from the Ohio Department of Natural Resources. It's about 40 pages with start to finish, if you're building a pond, but how to maintain a healthy pond and some advice about stocking rates. If you are building a pond from the ground up, a good place to start is on that same site is another publication from the USDA, and it's about an 80-page booklet, and it has a lot of the engineering specs and things like that to build a pond and things to think about. So if you're building a pond, that's thinking about it, that's something you can contact us at the district about for technical advice about how to proceed. And the fish sale is just a good time to talk about all that.
And again, as Bob mentioned, the deadline to order the fish from the Ross Soil and Water Conservation District is April 22nd. Now, when we were chatting on the air, or before we went on the air, of course, we have viewers that are outside of Ross County. Many of their counties also have these sales, too.
They do. I know in Pickaway, I know Vinton and Gallia have ones, but really it's the pickup day. Which is it's not as easy as say the tree sale, where you just come in and pick up the package. The fish sale, it does require some planning. The company we work with is called Fender's Fish Hatchery. They're out of Baltic. They do this for a lot of conservation districts throughout the state. But we take orders from everybody. We give them the orders. They bring it down in a big truck. It's a big flatbed with it has like old ice cream freezers, if you can imagine.
Yeah.
They've turned them into tanks. So there's different tanks with the different fish in there. And what we do, I want to thank the Ag Society, the Fair Board, lets us use the show arena at the Ross County Fairgrounds. So on April 30th, that's quite a production. It's a drive-through fish pickup at the show arena. It's not quite NASCAR pit stop speed, but we get a lot of people through there.
Yeah.
But it's important to plan your pickup because, number one, you have to be available or have someone available that morning. They're only there. It's a very short window from 8:30 in the morning till 10 a.m. That Tuesday, April 30th for the pickup day. But then there's some information on the website because people have questions about, well, how do I pick them up? 5-gallon buckets are usually good. If you don't have any buckets hanging around, they're 30-gallon trash cans are fine, but you need to bring a liner, and preferably an unscented liner. And then what they do is the people from the Fender's Fish Hatchery, when they load these into your car or your truck, they put the fish in a bag. You need to bring your own pond water. I always forget that because, see, it takes a little time.
Yeah,
there is some effort. You really do need to plan your pickup. Bring pond water from your pond, and then we'll put the fish in there in a bag. They'll tie the bag and then put oxygen in the bag before they tie it so the fish can breathe on the way home.
Right.
And you mentioned if you're ordering from out of the county, you got to be aware of the fact that it's going to take some time to transport them to your pond. So you want to make sure that you're close enough to get them to the pond as soon as possible.
When you mentioned that truck, I thought this is another super load in a giant aquarium. Nothing like that.
No, nothing like that. It's more. Think more like Mr. Haney on Green Acres.
You also, this is a picture of the newsletter that goes out. That has already gone out to all the farms in Ross County?
It should be a lot of farms, a lot of people that have done business with us. But as I mentioned, I appreciate you getting the word out, because not everybody gets the newsletter. If you want to get on the mailing list, just contact us at the office. And the easiest way to do that is our website, rosscountyswcd.org. That stands for Soil Water Conservation District, and we are .org. So look for that. You can buy fish online or print out a copy of the paper order form if you prefer that. And again, if you have any questions about the fish sale or anything else related to conservation, let us know.
One of the articles that's in this particular newsletter deals with the H2 Ohio expansion. Now, we've had a couple of different stories on our website over the last year about different grants and things of that nature that the state has released. How does the local Soil and Water Conservation District work with that program?
There's several different programs. H2 Ohio in general is Governor DeWine's statewide effort to improve water quality. You've been hearing a lot in the Western Lake Erie Basin, as it's known. Programs have been in effect in there. But there are other programs with the Department of Natural Resources and other departments with the state that have different H2 Ohio programs. So those are the news releases and whatnot that you've seen. The role for the Ross Soil and Water Conservation District will be with an Ohio Department of Agriculture program. We call it H2 Ohio expansion because it's been going on in the Lake Erie area. You remember, was it 10, 15, probably 15 years ago by now, where Toledo's water system got clogged up with algae. So these H2 Ohio efforts really stem from that, and that's why that particular in Northwest Ohio that drains into Lake Erie, that's why they've been getting most of the attention. But it is a statewide program. The Ohio Department of Agriculture is rolling it out for all counties in Ohio, and the Soil and Water Conservation District will play a role assisting producers enroll in this program. And any producer can enroll. There's some information about it in the newsletter. We'll have more information coming out, and you can call us at the office to get more information or send us an email. If you do have to call, the easiest way is just to call that farm office number, which is 740-772-1711, and then press 3, and usually get me. Unless I'm here talking to Mike.
For those that are familiar with the farm, you know what it's all about. But if you're new to the farm, things like grass waterways, those are things that also have to be maintained to make sure they're doing their job to, the water that washes out of the field with whatever chemicals goes into those waterways.
We don't actually do construction, but our staff can design a waterway for you. A lot of producers find that through the USDA, it's a very complicated web of people that support farming. But people that have programs through the FSA, they often can get a good chunk, if not all, of their waterway paid for. So when you talk about grass waterways, most of our business comes through the Farm Service Agency because people want to enroll in one of their programs. And a waterway, again, it all gets back to conservation. The whole concept of a soil and water district has its origins in the Dust Bowl in the 1930s, and we've all seen the Willa Cather photos of dust out west. Well, out west it was wind erosion. But here in Ohio at that time, and even now, the problem is water erosion. Water will wash away soil and can tear up a farm field, reduce yield. So the function of a grassed waterway is, okay, we know the water is going to want to come here. Let's build a channel. Let's construct a channel to keep the water where it's supposed to be. The grass, part of the grassed waterway, that thick grass slows down water, because one of the main parts about erosion is really the speed of the water. You want to slow it down. So that's a good example of a construction project, really, that the district gets involved with to help farmers, and it all gets back to conservation because its purpose is to prevent soil erosion. But maintaining those, yes, our staff is involved with the ongoing, taking a look, visiting farms. And if anyone has a problem with their waterway, they can certainly contact us for advice.
Bob, anything else you want to touch on concerning soil and water conservation?
We're going to be at the Pump House, the Earth Gathering Festival. with our wildflower seeds. We'll be sharing space with the Story Place Garden Club.
Okay.
And so look for us at the Pump House Center for the Arts. We like to do that event in the spring and go to the fair in the fall and have some public events to let people know about who we are like you're doing now. And again, thanks for that.
Well, Bob, we always appreciate your stopping by and look forward to seeing you again.
Mike, thank you. Best of luck as spring and summer arrives. What's keeping you? Are we into baseball season?
Whatever Dan Ramey tells me, I'm going to be busy.
Okay, you're back. You're back to news and Dan and sports. I try to keep track of you guys.
Yeah, we're just all over the place.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, we appreciate that. Thank you for what you do here.
And lunch, we do lunch really well. Anytime
Okay.
you want to do that, yeah, we're big on lunch.
I'll take that up.
All right.
Mike, thank you very much.
Bob Neal, again, of the Ross Soil and Water Conservation District, our guest today on this special edition of Litter Media Live, brought to you by Rathkamp Financial. I'm Mike Smith.